Hello, Year 7. I'm away at a funeral, unfortunately, so I can't be there. But let's have a look at where we're up to in our maths and see where we should be. Well, of course, we're on number skills. You did get your test back and the test solutions. Of course, your job was to go and look at the test solutions and also look at your individual video and then make examples of how to do questions and answers in your summary book. That was your task. Now, we of course are on number skills. Yesterday we've already had a look at prime numbers, and yesterday we were having a look at powers, which is here. So you should be ideally up to there. In the next lesson, we'll be looking at squares and square roots. So when you come to the unit page, you will see these things here. There is a fair bit of work and sheets that you can do. What I do want you to do for today's lesson, I want you to come across here and have a look at some of these videos that are here for index notation by Miss Shangari, index notation, prime and composite numbers, which is what we've done. Here there is some chapter review and revision sheets. There's some worksheets and answers, so the idea would be to do the worksheet and then have a look at the answers once you've done them. So you can do that this afternoon. We also had a look at factor trees and calculator skills. There's a video by Miss Shangari, and there's also one here on the calculator, and I'll follow that up for looking at that one here. And we've got, again, some worksheets that can be done. You can have a look at those. And powers is what we started yesterday. Index notation, of course. There's a work outline which you've got, and powers and square roots. But we're looking at our powers yesterday in our textbook. This is what we were looking at. We went through this here, and we went through the basics here of what it is, right? Power or index notation or indices, right? Index being the singular and indices being the plural. The index notation, which is the superscript up here, the superscript here, that's the one that shows how many times the number is multiplied by itself. Here the number is 8 is multiplied by itself 5 times. It's not 8 times 5, right? So we have our base number, which is this here. In this instance is 8. The index number, or the power, is to the 5th, and the basic numeral is the answer. So if you multiply 8 times 8, 64, times 8 times 8 times 8, then you can write that as, in index form, you write that as 8 to the 5th. In expanded form, you write it as 8 times 8 times 8 times 8. So expanded form, which is here, and then index form. We need to know the basic number, we need to know the index notation, and the basic numeral, which is the answer. Okay, this is expanded form here. Expanded form is this one here, and then index form is this one here. This one here, 8 to the 5th. So this is expanded here, what we call expanded form, and this one here is what we call index notation form. So you're able to understand that. We went through some of these yesterday, and you should be filling this table in. Okay, so then if you are up to that, this is in the textbook. If you are up to that, you can then be going on and having a look at squares and square roots, right, from the class page. And there's a video there, and also some squares and square roots to be having a look at. So this would be our second lesson on powers. Then we'll have a lesson on squares and square roots. If you want to go and have a look at that this afternoon, that's fine. We'll look at squares and square roots. and then we'll have a chapter review. So within another 2 lessons after today's lesson, we'll be looking to do a test. So that's what we're doing for today's lesson. You can go through any of these ones here and have a look. Calculator practice, no answers, and then you've got answers. Prime factor tree, we've looked at those. Factor blocks, indices and primes, indices, squares and square roots. These are documents that you can have a look at. All right then, Year 7, thank you, and I'll see you again in the next lesson. Bye.